Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. Welcome back to another, I dare say, news I missed, or news that was extra out there that I missed in the last video. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump right into it. The Bank of France says Ethereum and XRP could be used to power central bank digital currencies in the future. Yes, you heard that correctly. According to a document published on the 30th of March, France's central bank is launching an experimental program to investigate the potential use of a digital currency for interbank settlements. The bank has opened applications for interested parties to participate in the pilot program, with an emphasis on creating innovative technologies rather than replacing fiat. The document says, and I do quote, "The challenge of these experiments is not to replace these two existing forms of central money, but to identify how innovative technologies could improve the efficiency and fluidity of payment systems and financial infrastructures, allowing a better financial sector to ensure the smooth financing of the economy." The Bank of France intends to analyze the use of existing cryptocurrencies to power central bank digital currencies. According to an internal report, the bank has touted the use of Ethereum and XRP. In particular, the report says, since the attributes of a unit of a wholesale central bank digital currency, file representing the currency unit, keys enabling use, may be integrated in a crypto asset circulating on another blockchain, which is possible on Ethereum and Ripple, for example, it would then become possible to use the unit on this blockchain, end quote. The experimental project was first announced by Bank of France Governor François Villeroy, his name is too long, in December 2019 as part of a plan to make the country the first to issue a digital currency. Here is the Bank of France Eurosystem Central Bank Digital Currencies Experiments with the Bank of France call for applications PDF, and here is the actual publication, if you will, for the entire thing. It is on page 28. It says it right around here. Units issued on the wholesale central bank digital currencies native blockchain, which we just read. They cite Ethereum and Ripple. And if you actually read through it properly, they're not saying that they're just going to be using RippleNet. They actually talk about the digital currency that's actually on the Ripple and Ethereum blockchains as potential uses. I think something to keep in mind is that if they're having a discussion about already available digital currencies running side by side with their current and or future systems, it's interesting to note that they made sure to single out Ripple and Ethereum. Ripple, I want to say, air quotes, being the more obvious choice. So think of it this way. The way that Ethereum and Ripple, the company and the coin, the blockchain, the entire encompassment, whatever, have been growing over the last couple of years, they use these names specifically because they are probably already in talks with the people who are developing these platforms. There's a reason why, just saying, they didn't say Bitcoin, for instance, or why they didn't say Lumens, or why they didn't say Tron, or why they didn't say Cardano. If you've watched any of the other videos I've done before in the past 2 years, between the amount of rich people who are obsessed with Ethereum and the amount of companies who have said that they're going to either be using, have shown interest in using, or potentially are already using or going to be using them in the future, even more so keeping in mind that JP Morgan Chase has outright come out and said that they're already using or going to be using even more the Ethereum blockchain. Why would they be using it? I assume it has to do with financial interest, but the point is Ethereum is always there. The other part being, once again, and I assume I can feel the fingers flying to the keyboards to tell me something maybe I just am unaware of. The people from Ripple, if you look at their board of directors, once again, are filled with former central bankers, people from the SEC, the CFTC. They know a lot of people. They're already in every single country, just about. So I guess, yeah, I mean, this is the kind of news that years ago would have caused these coins to skyrocket. I think a lot of the news gets absorbed by any negative wall that there might be with prices being too low. For some reason, people don't pay attention to coins or to assets when their prices are lower, just assuming the prices will go down. We've received a lot of hints, information over the years from multiple banks, multiple central banks, about the actual usage of XRP. You may remember years ago, the Federal Reserve actually tested Ripple XRP and gave them a complete thumbs up. I want to say follow the breadcrumbs. It kind of is what it is. But yeah, that's the... I feel like there's a lot more to say, but I don't really want to ramble on for a very long time. If you watch my other videos, you know exactly what I think about all of this and how it's probably going to develop. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I hope everyone sees the significance in this. Like, there's a reason why we're seeing a shift from traditional markets towards cryptocurrencies. And you please have to understand and see the significance of a central bank of any country, nonetheless of France, directly citing Ripple and Ethereum as either using their blockchains exclusively to send money back and forth or creating a central bank digital currency that would then run alongside Ethereum and Ripple. If you don't see it, I can only do so much. Anyway, yeah, this news should easily propel both of these coins at least 5 to 7%, if not 15% higher. But that's the market for you. And without further ado, let's move on now. Next up, Binance announced on Thursday that it has acquired leading crypto data website known as CoinMarketCap. The acquisition amount stays undisclosed, though the media report suggested that it could be around $400 million for the acquisition. This news was bumping around the past 2 days, and every article either read that Binance was acquiring CoinMarketCap, or that it was false, that it was a rumor, that it was real, that it was fake. No, but I heard from a friend that it was real. Apparently, it has now been confirmed. Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of Binance, had informed yesterday that the two giants in their own right had joined hands. What a weird sentence. He said the two most popular platforms in crypto would join hands but run independently. AMA tomorrow will satisfy any curiosities about this. In a live video session on Twitter early morning on Friday, Changpeng Zhao yet again confirmed that Binance had acquired CoinMarketCap, and the transaction is already done. Speaking about the reason, but can you imagine having made CoinMarketCap 5, 6, 7 years ago and you just got $400 million? Speaking about the reason behind the acquisition, he said, "In my mind, CoinMarketCap is a super valuable platform. I think it is probably the most valuable platform out there because it has the highest number of visits. It is the most visited website in our industry," which is true. It's actually, CoinMarketCap is the most visited. People, they found that most people who check out prices tend to use CoinMarketCap anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20 times per day. That's not an over-exaggeration. There are a lot of people who check crypto prices nonstop. I have a couple of friends who check them like every 30 minutes. So CoinMarketCap is actually the most visited cryptocurrency website. It's absolutely insane. He said, "I think that would destroy a lot of value because not everyone who wants to use CoinMarketCap, including myself, serve or have the same product." I don't know what that sentence means. He further said that CoinMarketCap would continue to work independently, and the only reason to acquire it was to make the platform even bigger. He added, by about 10 or 100 times in the coming year. He further said that his philosophy behind buying products or businesses is that each of them needs to be able to compete on its own. He ensured the users that Binance.com would not give any preferential treatment to CMS or CoinMarketCap. Wouldn't treat Binance.com any different, though there would be a fairly conducted business relationship between the two units. Yeah, so it's official. CoinMarketCap has been acquired by Binance. This went on for days and days and days, and I got tired of the entire rumor thing over and over. Yeah, I don't think this will change CoinMarketCap. I stopped using CoinMarketCap a while ago, you may have noticed, because a lot of their data, especially for specific coins, was not correct. They kind of changed things on a whim. That's not to say that they're not a cool, amazing, awesome, super mega awesome platform. But if you remember 2017, there were a lot of instances where certain coins' prices were going up very high, and they decided to snip exchanges from the actual volume of said coins, which caused the price on their metric to plummet, as they were then also the most visited price metric. People saw that the prices of a coin went down by like 15-20%. Everyone panicked, started panic selling, and they never really said, not that they were obligated to say sorry, but when you know everyone is looking at your website for data and price information, and everyone sees that a coin has gone down by 15% because of what you did, and everyone else around the world, then panics, it's an issue. They also, anyway, the point is, yeah, Binance, I mean, what do I always say? Every single day Binance is in the news. It would be, I don't know, no one can catch up to them at this point. I honestly do not think so. The amount of acquisitions that they have between the news during each day, I actually have to split apart so that the entire videos are just not Binance. It's not even half of a joke. Between acquisitions, them creating new companies, creating new cryptocurrency exchanges, adding new trading pairs, adding debit credit cards, creating, like, every single day they're in the news. So I always have to separate the Binance news, because otherwise entire videos would just be about Binance. But yeah, the acquisition is apparently complete. And without further ado, let's move on. For your news that was everywhere news, not joking. I don't understand the obsession with Mike Novogratz or Billy Bob Thornton. What's the other guy's name? Oh gosh, Tim Thornton. Tim Novogratz. You know exactly who I'm talking about. There's about 3, 4, 5 guys. Pompliano not really included in this. That are constantly in the news talking about where they think Bitcoin's going to go, where this is going to go, where this is going to happen, where this is going to so and so. And Mike Novogratz just happens to always have the front seat as far as being in the news. As cryptocurrency markets have been edging up over the past 2 weeks, amid multiple sell-offs on the mainstream market, the crypto community has become even more bullish on the price of Bitcoin. Mike Novogratz, CEO of crypto merchant bank Galaxy Digital and a well-known Bitcoin bull, has once again reiterated his bullish stance on the biggest cryptocurrency, predicting that Bitcoin should retest its $20,000 highs by the end of 2020. In an interview yesterday with CNBC's Closing Bell, Novogratz also expressed his confidence. So here's where it gets a bit weird. Novogratz also expressed his confidence that Bitcoin's price should at least double before October of this year. While Novogratz delivered yet another bullish prediction for Bitcoin, this time the prominent crypto advocate admitted that he might give up on Bitcoin if its price does not hit a new all-time high this year. He said, "This is the year of Bitcoin, and if it doesn't go up now by the end of the year, I might just hang my spurs." No one talks like that, but except for this guy. Novogratz's new Bitcoin prediction comes amid some recovery on crypto markets as Bitcoin rallied up to 7,200 yesterday after dropping to as low as 3,600 earlier in March. Ow, my shoulder. As of press time, Bitcoin is trading at 69, a little bit lower than that in the last couple of hours, up over 4.6% over the last 24 hours at press time, according to Coin360. A lot of the people who are some of the loudest screamers for Bitcoin don't understand what Bitcoin is for. And I'll say this in the nicest way completely possible. Bitcoin is not for people like Mike Novogratz or other billionaires out there who are just waiting for Bitcoin's price to quintuple so that they can become mega billionaires. It's for people around the world who don't have money. It's for people around the world who are under sanctions. It's for people around the world who have governments telling them, I don't know if you saw the news, the president of Venezuela decided to give a petro, that is their cryptocurrency, to everyone in the country because he was feeling nice. As the value of that coin continues to drop, even more so, people are mandated to actually use that cryptocurrency or digital, whatever it is, in order to buy passports, to buy flight tickets. So they're being forced essentially to use it to try and keep the volume up and the actual usage and use case of it up. It's for countries like that. It's for people who carry around wheelbarrows of money or entire pillowcases of paper money that they run to the store to try and buy a thing of flour so that they can go back home to feed their family. So when a lot of these people say that they're tired of Bitcoin, they're fatigued by Bitcoin, they're impatient with Bitcoin, it's because Bitcoin's not for you. Bitcoin to you is a vehicle. I mean, to be fair, this is an investment channel. I'll say that much. But Bitcoin is for the masses. Bitcoin is not for people who have 300, 400,000 Bitcoin who are trying to become lords of the world, as it were. Anyway, a lot of what these people say, it's not that what they say is irrelevant. It's that they don't understand the use case for Bitcoin. They don't understand the actual usage around the world. A lot of this is just a huge investment for them. It has nothing to do with, because they also don't care about the poor people in the world, the people who are there are people on this planet who make like 15 cents a day working the entire day in fields. Bitcoin is for them, not for Mr. Novogratz. Anyway, I find articles like this, and it always it doesn't rub me the wrong way, but it's always a little. It's like, what are you impatient about? Like, I'm pretty sure you have several $billion. I'm sorry that this coin that came out 11 years ago is making you tired or fatigued, or that you're impatient with it. And even more so, it's kind of weird to go on TV to say, I expect Bitcoin to not only double, but to shoot past 20,000. And if it doesn't, I'm going to give up on it. Well, you probably shouldn't be in the market in the first place. And I hope if you do sell your Bitcoin, that other people who actually need it around the world end up acquiring it. Even more so, I would know, no, that's mean. I won't say that. The point is, this was everywhere. For some reason, these people have such a huge amount of weight on their words that everyone was like, should we give up on Bitcoin because Mike Novogratz is? Who cares what Mike Novogratz, or I can't remember this guy's name. No, it doesn't matter what they say. Warren Buffett has been talking negatively about Bitcoin since it was around $150. Yeah, he's been very correct thus far, Mr. Old Guy, with his predictions as to where Bitcoin's going to go. No one knows where this is all going to go. No one. So Tim Draper, Mike Novogratz, Andy Warhol, and anybody else who's out there who decides to give up on Bitcoin, I wish you the best of luck. It will just simply be allocated to other people who need it. Yeah, let's move on. And to finish things off, in one of the weirdest stories you will hear all day, U.S. authorities have arrested a Russian national under allegations of money laundering using his Instagram that promoted his rap career as evidence against him. Per court filings unsealed, almost said unleashed, on the 30th of March, an FBI investigation alleged that Maxim Boyko laundered money using cryptocurrencies, including via some from a crypto exchange called BTCE. The authorities also say that Boyko conspired with transnational organized crime organization QQAAZZ. Seemingly a resident of Los Angeles, Boyko entered the U.S. on the 19th of January, carrying $20,000 in cash, according to the FBI affidavit. Boyko told airport security that his money came from investments in Bitcoin and rental properties in Russia. Skeptical of this explanation, authorities would go on to arrest Boyko on the 3 months later. Okay, that's kind of weird. Also, everyone knows, say it with me, if you travel from another country, how much are you allowed to bring in as the maximum amount of money? It's the same in every single country. It's $10,000 for those of you who don't know. You're always only allowed, if you've ever flown internationally, especially if you've flown back into the States, they give you that card you have to fill out with your name, why are you entering, how long are you here for. And it always says, are you carrying more than 10,000? Everyone knows if you do, you're gonna have a bad time. What the filings do not mention is that Boyko is also a small-time rapper operating under the name Plenificial, a name also used in an email address to the FBI. The FBI identified as being connected with money laundering operations. Apparently, he has 136 Bitcoin, 387,000 US dollars. And it says as of I get a note when people write articles that have irrelevant information. This person who wrote this article wanted you to know that apparently he only has 336 subs on his YouTube and his Instagram has 2,300 followers. Wow, I needed to know that for this situation. That was probably, yes, that was the most pertinent information. Boyko's social media presence was apparently a factor in the investigation. The FBI investigator testifying against Boyko said pictures from his Instagram are inconsistent with the practices of a legitimate business operation and are consistent with the allegations set forth herein that Boyko has engaged in illegal money laundering activities with significant cyber criminals for the past several years. I'm going to show you the photos because if you've ever seen a rapper, it pretty much just looks like a rapper picture. Here he is holding a stack of money. Here he is with the money phone on his ear. This news, one would assume that the central bank of a country announcing or stating or saying or writing or indicating that they could in the future potentially be using Ripple and or Ethereum as one of their main ways to send money around the world would be in the news a bit more than a rapper from Russia holding money. First of all, I don't care if he did or did not do this. I literally could care less. Like, it's, imagine zero. Now imagine go under zero. Couldn't care less. But this news was everywhere. This news for some reason was the talk of the town that a rapper, first of all, these photos, that's from 2007, that's from 2016. If you look at any rapper, this is basically the only two photos that they take over and over. So I would even go as far as to say he probably is just trying to look the part. Anyway, always interesting. Mr. Novogratz and Mr. Russian rapper were everywhere in the news, and I found one indication of the actual news that the Central Bank of France is thinking about using Ripple or Ethereum. Once again, incredibly significant for those who you didn't pick up by the tone of my voice, and also the fact that it's real. The fact that I found the actual documents for it. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the news on that, because that's what's important in the cryptocurrency space right now. And now you probably understand why the title, why I say news I missed, because a lot of the news I just end up missing because it just wasn't as always. A very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Yasha Harari, Moonman High XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Josh Gorsica, Chongololo, Tsongololo, Nostromo, Mr. Pickles, John Sarson, Yana Marita, A Bibliophobia, Barebones Mining, Todd Mullis, Adam Grace, Sigma Hamroni, Massive Benches in Thailand, Brady Neal, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World Crypto, Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Mil Weezy, Crypto Artist, Cold D3D, Nicholas North on Peace One Love, Damien Setsuna, Nick Kanai, Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Crypto Bishop, Paxis, Nick Munn, Yellow Bunny, Anthony Charles, Jim Garnett, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, his chest every day in Kowski's leg day, yes to Crypto, Bunny McButtface, anytime for this month's kind of staff, Arthmetic 17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger, Machanisa, on Crypto with Lionel, Crypto, Krill and Michelle, URL, and hold on, I have to sneeze. Thank you all very, very much for your support. And thank you to everyone out there who is a supporter of the channel. At the moment, the market dipped. Do you know why it dipped? I also don't know why it dipped. I assume we're getting news in the next couple of hours as to why the cryptocurrency market is down a smidge. It could be that traditional stock markets opened and therefore the price fell. A lot of people get upset with me, and I don't know why in the last couple of not even days or weeks, months. If I, for some reason, don't know why a particular asset is going down, the comment section explodes with, I can't believe you didn't hear this news. I can't believe you don't know that so-and-so. Did you not see that Queen Mary of Scots was clipping her toenails and that's why the price fell? It's impossible for me to read everything. I am a person. I am a human. I also have other stuff to do during the day except for making cryptocurrency videos. So when I bring the crypto news and I don't know for certain why the price of something is going down, don't assume that I've read all the news about the entire world. Some people have told me, you didn't see what happened in Iran 3.5 weeks ago when this girl, and I'm like, why would I have read that one particular thing, and why would that have been the reason for it actually going down? Apparently, I was scolded by many of you earlier who told me that the reason the stock market went up was because that the president of the United States had announced that the end of the petrol war was apparently coming to an end. While that seems cool and all, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that there's no significant reason why all stocks should have rallied on a fake trade petrol war. I feel like the 10 million unemployment just within the US is probably more significant than all of that. Also, the fact that we have 0% interest rates and the Fed is printing trillions of dollars, and it also did not help the market. It seems a little, fake that the market would have gone up by that. And also, once again, the US is also not the only country on the planet. We also have to remember there are hundreds of millions of other jobs that are also affected by the current world situation. So any once again, fake trade war. These countries knew exactly what they were doing. You don't start trade wars. Like, they have discussions beforehand. We're all adults here. We know exactly how money works. You lower the price of something by saying, oh, I don't like you. I don't like you either. The price lowers, you buy it more. Eventually you go, we're going to shake hands now because that's what friends do. The prices go back up. You both made millions and billions of dollars. So, yeah, the entire stock market rallying on even if that was just it, like petrol rallying would have made sense, but not the entire stock market. We are on the cusp of seeing the world economic system fall apart, and it's expected that we are going to have 30 to 50 million people within the US without a job over the coming months. That seems like more of a reason for the market to go down, right? Anyway, like I said, I cannot read everything. It's literally impossible. I do apologize for not being a robot, but I hope one day, CRISPR willing, I'll be able to roboticize my body and be able to give you all the news that you wish. Don't even mean to sound sarcastic. It's really like every single day, if I miss some type of news, I can't believe you didn't hear that. Yes. After I'm done with my crypto videos, I have other businesses. I also have another YouTube channel. And I also have to go outside to live. Anyway, I'm sure this news about Ether and XRP excited, thrilled many people. It is, I think the news is hyper significant. Will it have any effect on the market? Probably not, because the cryptocurrency market doesn't make any sense. You know what's going to be the weirdest thing? I think we're at the point of the cryptocurrency market where it doesn't, where the market doesn't make so much sense or like any sense at all. We could probably get a world government, and I wouldn't not even say France. We could get an African country, a South American country, a Southeast Asian country. We could even get, I want to say Australia, maybe even Canada, announcing that their central bank is going to have at least 20% of all transactions with XRP or Ethereum, and the prices would probably go up by 1%. We would have Tone Vays saying, it's too hot, the market has to go down, and then the market would actually drop by 7%. And that'd be the end of it, because the market doesn't make any sense. Anyway, live long and prosper. The cryptocurrency market will at some point factor all of this stuff in. It's just more so keep this in the back of your, or the front of your heads now, because years ago there was 0.12345% chance that any bank would even think of announcing their support for anything Bitcoin, crypto related. Even blockchain was a huge taboo. So imagine my surprise where we live in a world where the Central Bank of France says it could think about using XRP or Ethereum. JP Morgan Chase is using Ethereum. Multiple banks around the world are using XRP. And we have stock markets around the world who have integrated, are using, trading, buying up Bitcoin. We have physical Bitcoin futures. And we have even had a couple of countries who told the International Monetary Fund, who cares, that they also want to buy and use Bitcoin. Imagine my surprise when prices keep going down. It has nothing to do with logic. It has to do with rich people who now control the market. I told you this would happen a couple of years ago, who are pushing the market down to buy up as much as possible because they see exactly what's going on. Remember the news that we had in the last video? What was that company? I don't remember their name. Who announced that they were offering XRP custody and stuff like that. And they said, we have tons of institutions and banks who are very interested in this asset. And they are buying and they want a place to custody it. How weird, right? Almost like everything is connected. Always, like I always say, just consider yourself lucky. I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, whenever the cryptocurrency market goes down, my views take a hit because there are a lot of people who are not actually in the cryptocurrency space to actually be here for the long term. You may say you are, but there are a lot of people who are going to cash out the moment XRP is $5, the moment Bitcoin hits 20 to 25,000, cashing out of the market. You'll see them on Instagram for a couple of weeks with a huge stack of cash on the side of their head. They'll get some type of bug because cash is usually dirty. And that'll kind of be the end of it. And then they'll always say in 10 years, I can't believe I sold. Why did I sell? Or even more so, I think it's fascinating that people cash out of stuff and then get angry at other people for being richer than them. That's always something that I've remarked on as I've gotten older. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Always consider yourself lucky. You may not think that we are early in the cryptocurrency space. We are extremely early. Imagine in 5 years when these banks are actually using these assets. Imagine if we get to the point, let's say 5 to 10 years. Let's say there are, even if it was just the Central Bank of France and the United States Fed, who had only 10% of their transactions going through XRP. Imagine the price of XRP or Ethereum or Bitcoin at that point. It's fascinating. It's the same exact way I remember years ago. I used to tell so many friends and so many family, like, get into Bitcoin, get into crypto, get into investing. I know somebody, won't tell you who, you have no idea who he is in the first place. His friend told him at one point, never forget this. I told this person, you should get into real estate. No, I don't have the time. I don't have the so-and-so. His friend found, it was about 6, 7, 8 blocks away from where this person lived. He found all these flats, all these apartment buildings and stuff like that. Tons of flats inside of them were for sale. I think they were selling for around 25, 30,000 or something like that. It was some ridiculous price. And this wasn't in like the middle of nowhere. This wasn't out in the boondocks. This was it was very close to a very big city. This person who I knew decided he didn't want to buy any when his friend was buying some. Lo and behold, about 2 years later, that entire area is now filled with Starbucks and hipsters and all this other stuff. And those flats, I can only assume, have gone up significantly in value. But there's always people who just decide to miss out. I don't know if it's maybe is it too mentally taxing to invest? Is it too? You would assume that when, especially after the news that we had yesterday or the day before, from Coinbase, BitMEX, Binance, and the other one, who all said that when the prices dropped, they had, what was it, billions of dollars on their platform, had rushed in to buy as much cryptocurrency as possible. And I assume a lot of those numbers as well probably also had to do with a lot of over-the-counter sales as well. Yeah, count yourself lucky that you're here early. Count yourself lucky that you have any crypto. I know a couple of people who are a little annoyed that they don't have a full Bitcoin. I'm like, the fact that, never forget, if you have 0.28 Bitcoin, you are in the 1% of holders on this planet. There are billions of people on this planet who will never, ever be able to hold as much Bitcoin as you do. Ever. ever. So if you have more than 0.28, if you have close to a full Bitcoin, you are, is it 0.25% of holders in the entire world? Like no one will ever be able to catch up to how much you have, ever. Like there are millionaires on the planet who will never be able to have as much Bitcoin as you. Same exact thing with XRP, same exact thing with Ether. Always count yourself lucky because you are far ahead of the curve. And I can only imagine what's going to happen when the cryptocurrency market does decide to shoot back up. The amount of people who so many people find my channel, and I always, and part of me always feels bad. These people find my channel, and they go, "I wish I found your channel years ago," and I'm like, "Yeah, me too. I wish you had also gone along for the ride because, yeah, you would have made a lot of money." I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Count yourself lucky. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.